Hello and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm your host Dalvinder Kaur from lovely Professional University. So let's dive into today's topic, fuel your tech dreams with MERN Stack, the hottest full stack trend. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day. Ms. Nahita Patania, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, Lovely Professional University. Her expertise spans programming, machine learning, and cloud computing. Ms. Patania is dedicated to shaping tech savvy professionals equipped to thrive in the digital age and more. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Vikas Kumar also in this webinar. Welcome, Mr. Vikas Kumar. He's MERN's tech developer mentor with a focus on creating seamless backend integration. He brings both technical depth and practical insight. Mr. Vikas has mentored over 1,200 students, emphasizing strong fundamentals and hands-on learning. So now I would like to introduce Ms. Khushi Gupta also in this webinar. Welcome, Ms. Khushi Gupta. Before we proceed further, in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions you can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our experts, Ms. Nahita Patania, Mr. Vikas Kumar, and Ms. Kushi Gupta, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from them. Over to you all.
Okay, so I'm audible. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Oh, thank you for this lovely introduction, Mr. Dalvinder Kaur. So, welcome to this session where today's agenda basically is going to be what is Munstack and why it is called a hottest trend. And today's agenda is also a hottest trend, right? In Munstack, why it is being in trend, right, for past couple of years now. And if I'm talking about couple of years, I'm not saying that 2 3 years, but from last 5 7 years the Munstack is in being trend, right? And let's dive into this particular concept, that why Munstack is being so popular nowadays in development zone and in student as well, and why it is the hot potato nowadays, and how you can utilize this particular technology or tech stack to bring out the best out of your development skill, because I'll be talking about each and every fundamental perspective in the Munstack that goes in and bring out the best developer out of you, right? So I will not be presenting any kind of PPTs here. I'll just directly dive into the pen time mode where I'll just explain things from the scratch itself. So I hope you are ready, right? So let me just open my pen tab and I'll start with the first question, that do you know what exactly the Munstack is? Okay, so the first question, before you want to enter into Munstack field, you should know why we are learning Munstack. First question, why we are learning, right? Because every question that every topic that you start, every new concept that you start, or every new technology that you start with, you need to know that why you are starting this particular tech stack, right? Because when you are having a proper reason to go with certain technology, you will have the fuel, you will have the motivation to go all the way in this particular technology, right? So first question is why Munstack. Okay, so I'll give the answer for that question first. So when you talk about the job market, right, this particular Munstack technology is for web development and is obviously for the job and placements, whether you are looking for a freelance opportunity, whether you are looking for a on-campus placement, off-campus drives, and switching to the from one company to another company, you require development skill, right? But choosing a development tech stack is very difficult. There are multiple tech stack that has been available in the market. That is, some are the easy ones, some are the difficult ones, some are the moderate ones. But when you talk about the Munstack, let's talk about some stats first. So first, let's talk about the startup market. When I talk about the startup market, that means early age startup or the biggest startup as well, which is which has come in past 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, right? So you will be surprised when I quote that around 41% of those startup, when they start their MVP like product, they start with MERN Stack. That means when they develop their website, when they develop their platform, when they develop their engagement portfolio platform to connect to the audience or connect to the end consumer, what they use MERN Stack technology. So what is the number? That is 41%. For example, out of 100 startup, 41% or 41 startup will be choosing the MERN Stack technology to get the startup started, right? That's a kind of big number. When you talk about the technology, it's a big number, it's a dominating number. That is 41%. Okay, now let's move up a little bit when you talk about the student arena. So when you talk about the placement, company development, so around 61% of Reboot system nowadays, which previously was written in some other language, now they are being optimized. So 61% of those startups, 61 of those percent of those platforms are now being rewritten in what? MERN Stack technologies, right? Now let's talk about one more pointers. Around 38% of backends. Now I'm talking about backend. Backend means server side scripting, server side platform, logic behind the scene. So, for example, we are interacting to you by using one platform, right? So, what goes in behind the platform? How we are conducting this kind of workshop? There are workforce that is being working behind the scene. So, I'm able to interact with you. So, the kind of logic that being run behind the scene is being written on JavaScript. That means that's the integral part of MERN Stack. So now this is the number that I have presented to let you know that the tech stack that you are going to choose is not kind of normal or general tech stack. MERN Stack is not a general tech stack. It's a kind of heavy duty task dependency, and it will be capable tech stack that you are choosing in like in MERN Stack. Now let's dive into that MERN Stack. That what are those components? Why it is called MERN Stack, right? In the full stack department, there are MERN Stack, there are mean stack, there are some more JBDL as well, Java backend development, the full Java full stack. So now we will not be talking about all of those, but today's topic is MERN Stack. So obviously we're going to talk about the MERN Stack first. Okay. So now let's deep dive into MERN Stack. So when you talk about full stack, that means what is full stack? So you will be whether you are coming from a non-tech background or whether you are just about to enter in college, you will not be having an idea that is what is full stack. Some of you might be having idea, that's for sure, but I'm not talking on the behalf of all the students. I'm just talking at a generalized statement that everyone cannot be understanding what is full stack. So whether it's a web development, whether it's a app development, whether it's a cooking, making a recipe, full stack, what does full stack means? So one question is, what is full stack? Full stack is building it from scratch. What? Building it from scratch, from the pointer one to the end point. That means from the scratch to the end product will be built in one technology, in one tech stack. So if I am able to develop the front end of a website, the back end of a website, and able to connect that it from the database, that combines together, that means full robust end user application is called full stack application. I hope this particular full stack now will not be kind of very hectic for you. The full stack does mean building it from scratch. So if you are able to design, able to code the front end part, back end part, and the database part from the scratch in one technology, that is being called full stack. So I'm not saying that the full stack is all about one tech stack. Full stack can be done from the multiple languages combined together, right? But in MERN Stack, I'll be talking about each and every term, right, in brief, that you will be able to understand which particular technology is combined, coming together to form this MERN Stack, and what are the roles of those particular tech stack, specifically in this particular web development. Okay, sounds good. So let's move. The first term, that is M. This is called MongoDB. What is this called? MongoDB. That means the database. And what is database? That means to store something. For now, just remember what does the database means. That means to store something. There is a container where I'll be storing my data, where I'll be storing my information, or I'll be storing my credential. So, for example, you are logging into a railway booking system or LPU's website. So you have to log in, register first, where that particular data is being stored in a database. So for example, when you are coming again onto LPU website, so when I'm trying to log in, that calls that, okay, it is autofill that you are the first time, you are not a first time user, you have logged in it before it. So you just click login, you will be logged in it, right? That's called database. So we are maintaining a database, we are maintaining a container where I'll put all the information that has been coming from the user, right? Perfect. Now let's talk about this particular E. What does this E means? Employment. Yes, it does mean employment. And after you are completing MERN Stack technologies, so it does surely mean employment. But for now, when you're talking about in MERN, it means Express.js. What does mean? Express.js. So what is this Express, right? So let's keep this Express aside for a minute. Let's jump onto the R1. What does R means? R means React.js. Okay, let's put this also aside for 1 minute. What this N means? N means Node.js. Now you know full form that M means MongoDB, I means Express.js, R means React.js, and N means Node.js. Now, why we are studying this? What is the use, and why we need to? Why we are feeling that necessity that I should learn this MERN stack? So to get my upskilling done, to get me the job ready, right? So before particular this particular program or this particular tech stack, let me give you the overview of a website first. Okay, so when we talk about website, what does website contain? So for example, this, let me draw this uh, random website. You are clicking what? lpu.in. When you are hitting search button, what will, one app bar will be coming, one sidebar will be coming, one main page will be coming, and one footer will be coming. Perfectly fine, right? But how this particular website, how this particular web page is being coming onto your screen, that's also a question. So before you develop something, right, so you have to understand how is this particular thing is being developed behind the scene, right? So you are searching that particular website on browser, for example Google Chrome. So when you are when you are typing something, and that result will be coming onto your screen, right? So what the process is going behind the scene, that when you are searching something and when you are receiving the result, right? So when you search something, do you understand that, for example, this I am searching this lpu.in in my particular browser, does this lpu.in website is stored in my system? How many of you think, if you are thinking that this particular lpu.in or lpu website is being stored in my system, you are wrong. So let me tell you, this particular lpu.in is not stored in my system. It is hosted in a remote location that is called server. For example, this lpu.in is stored in this particular location. It can be a remote location. It can be a California, New Delhi, Germany, anywhere in the world. So these are called remote servers where the website are hosted. So now when you are hitting this enter button by typing lp.in, what happens next? Okay, so there will be a, for example, when you are typing from your laptop, mobile phone, or desktop, you will be having one IP, right? That means location from where you are searching, and this particular server will also be having an IP. Let's name it IP2. This is IP1. So I require a path from this particular address from my browser to the nearest server. So from that particular location, I'll be getting the data, right? So this particular thing will be taken care by the router. So as you are living in residing in PGs, hostel, or your home, you are having a Wi-Fi connection, you are having a router. So by that particular router, you are being connected to internet. So you are able to send your request by requesting lp.in, geeks4geeks.org, right? These kind of website you can search, type, and enter those routers. Through router, this request will be going to servers, and this particular response will be coming from server to your browser. So now, do you think that particular website that you are searching is directly coming from server as a whole onto your screen? Nah, no. This doesn't happen like this. What is the process? The server send a response in chunks. What does the chunks means? Chunks means pieces. That means there will be a multiple uh, part of the website that will be coming alongside with the responses. And what are those responses that comes in chunks? Okay, so I'll not be going into deep that particular in text type because you will not be familiar with those kind of terms. So I'll just simplify it for you. First is structure. That means you are building a house. What you require? A structure first. For a structure, you require what? Bricks. You require what? Bricks. That means building blocks. That means you require structure. That means building block. In this particular building block, what technology take the responsibility for this particular building block? That is the part of HTML. The structure part, the skeleton part of a UI will be taken care by HTML, that provide us what? Elements and tags. So these are the element and that means bricks that we combine together, make designs of a house. That means now structure is ready. So when the structure part is ready, what you do? You paint it, you do plaster, you do designing, ceilings, doors. That means the styling part. That means the second form that comes, second piece that comes of that particular website is styling. That means design. That means shape. That means colors, right? So these are the criteria: the design, shape, colors, opacity, how it will be looking, what is the design part of this, how this particular building blocks that I have created the skeleton of will be looking after the styling. So who will be taking this responsibility of this designing of that skeleton, the styling of the skeleton? That particular responsibility is taken up by one technology that is known as CSS, that is cascading style sheet, which is having the major responsibility to utilize this HTML structure and give it some kind of makeup, right? What does makeup do? It amplify the looks. So what does do? It amplify the looks. Now the important part begins from here. So I have a structure, I have a styling. So now, for example, in structure, I was having a button of change color. So when I'm clicking on this button, the color should change, right? It's a simple logic. When I'm clicking on something, something should happen. So as per my knowledge and to give you my information, this HTML and structure part cannot perform logic. So if you want to perform 2 plus 2, HTML cannot do it because HTML is hypertext markup language. That means M is for markup. So what does markup do? It is just to map. It is just to provide structure, not logic. So if you want to perform logic, HTML is not something that you need. Styling is not something that you need. You require logical language. That means the programming language which can help you to perform logic. So what are the logic in this case? That I want to click on this button and the color should change. When I click on this button, some else thing should happen. So there should be a functionality defined to it, that when a user will be clicking on this button, this particular functionality will be implemented, right? It happens like this now. So this particular functionality is being taken care by JavaScript. So now everything that you are learning in MERN Stack, now again I'll write here MERN. So you will be surprised when I written this particular MERN stack, what I have written: Express.js, React.js, Node.js. Everything is having a suffix name as JS. That means JavaScript. So when I consider that one third of this particular program, that means majority of this particular part of MERN stack is being directly covered by JavaScript. So when you are learning MERN stack technology, there is a parent of this particular thing, particular tech stack, that is JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript, so now let's connect that JavaScript to this particular ERN technology. I'm not talking about M now. I have already explained that M is MongoDB, that is database, that is storage capacity. So now I am talking about logic. So now let's talk about React R first. That means I'm combining HTML plus CSS and plus JS to make a full-fledged website. But those particular websites are creating some problem, that problem known as reconciliation. So what are the problem that is being caused? That if you want to change some content dynamically, when you want to change some content on the runtime, on the live thing, so you will have to render, you have to reload the whole page to reflect those changes, right? So this particular combination was causing a problem of reconciliation, that is being reloading problem, re-rendering problem. So for that particular uh, problem, Meta introduced, that means currently Meta, previously known as Facebook, introduced one library or one functionality named as React.js, which obviously works on the fundamental concept of JavaScript, right? And why this particular technology is being so popular nowadays? This is a hot potato. Everyone is behind React.js because there are so much opportunity. As I already told, that 61% of the development startups is being reboot system is being written on front end, is written on React.js, back end is written on Node.js. So now React.js is being popular for front end part. Now I have to connect that front end to the back end as well. So what I require, for example, I'm writing front end in HTML, CSS. Now I am writing Java backend in Java. So I require two developers. One is proficient in JavaScript. The second one is proficient in Java, right? So I have to pay to those developer to make one full stack project. So few startup thought about this. So what about, instead of there was two options. So I should convert my front end to Java. There is one option. So Java developer can build the front end part as well. But there is a second solution as well. Or second solution is, I should write my backend in JavaScript. That means there should be a backend and front end only written in a single language. That's when only one developer can do it. That's why MERN Stack technology is so popular nowadays in startup, because startup wants to spend that amount of money in a single developer rather than hiring multiple developers. For example, one is doing front end, one is doing back end, one is doing API, one is doing database. No. So they thought there should be a tech stack, there should be a combination of technology working on same platform, working on a singular language, by which we can develop front end part, we can develop back end part, we can write our connection, that means APIs, in a single language. So rather than front end being converted to Java, one technology is emerged named as Node.js, that is still the part of JavaScript. That means now we are able to write backend in that technology, that is JavaScript. Only one language is sufficient enough to write front end, that means React.js, and that technology is also sufficient to write server side language, that is Node.js. Right now, I'm able to connect that React.js with Node.js. So there will be a path, there will be a bridge between front end and back end. So what that bridge is made of? That bridge is made of Express, that is called APIs, application programming interface. Basically, API is just a bridge between front end and back end, by which we are sending a request, we are receiving a response. So this Express.js help React.js and Node.js to build a medium from front end to back end. So now you are able to frame a picture that why this Munstack technology is being so popular nowadays in the developers, in the startup field, in the big tech companies that doesn't want to spend that much money on multiple developers or multiple language, because we have to maintain multiple systems to write that particular technology. So I'm writing that backend in Java, so I need to implement separate concept, separate architecture for the Java management, and for the React part I need to maintain a separate architecture for React.js, that means front end. So rather than writing two part of a website in two languages, we have decided as a tech community that we will be developing a combination of technology by which we are using only single language, and we will be able to write whole full stack project using single language, that is JavaScript. Understood? So that's why this particular month stack is nowadays hot potato. That is hottest trend nowadays in tech industry or in web development. That is month stack. So month stack is not a kind of complex language or complex combination of tech, but I will be saying it's a fascinating tech stack. So I now if I calculate now, it's a time for right about 2 3 years in the software industry. Of in my experience, I've been working in software industry in past 3 years, and I'm teaching and training student past couple of 2 years now, right? So this I have found this particular JavaScript very fascinating. Or if I'm able to, or if you are able to learn JavaScript well, that you will be able to crack any startup that is being running for past couple 7 10 years, or coming in early age startup. So they do not want to spend 40 LPA, 50 LPA, 30 LPA towards hire separate developers, right? Java is coming from one user, React.js is coming from different user, and I'm writing API in Python, whatever technology it is. So they have decided if one developer can do all those particular tech stack, and the fun fact is one developer can easily maintain the whole tech stack. Okay, so if I'm able to develop full-fledged website by myself using those kind of four monster, you can call it a, I'm not calling it monster, but it's a kind of it's kind of tech stack which help us build monstrous uh, platform. It's a complex kind of platform that you can make using MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. So now how are you going to learn this particular program? As you are coming from, somebody is coming from 12th, recently given exam, want to pursue this particular technology in an advanced manner. So you require a certain specification or certain specialization while you are doing your degree, pursuing your diploma, right? So for that particular purpose, this LPU program with collaboration with Geeks for Geeks is being introduced to you, right? Where you will be learning from the best of the best trainers. Apart from the BTech program that is being covered by LPUs, you will be getting the perspective of LPUs brightest professors. That means, for fun fact, let me tell you, I'm also a LPU alumni. I'm a 2018 graduate in BTech CSE. Okay, so I can tell that the kind of professor we get, you will be able to understand concept very deeply. But apart from that, as this particular BTech program is being collaborated with Geeks for Geeks, where Geeks for Geeks is very famous for its tech training, right? We are having 25 million plus users per month, right? Being coming on our platform to in search of tech stack learning, whether it's a DSA, full stack, Java backend, or competitive programming, whatever it is. We are the one platform which leads this particular tech learning in all over the India. I'll talk about the all over the world as well, because the kind of traffic, the kind of resources we have, I don't think so anybody else in the tech industry, the tech learning industry will be providing you that, because we are having a top tier mentors coming from the software industry as well, bringing the experience from the development and the training field. So you will be getting the industry get experience while coding, because there is a two way of doing a task. First one is just doing a task. If I give you a program, write a program to check palindrome number, so you will be writing a 10 line of code. there might be a program that is being written in 4 5 lines, that is called optimized version of a code, the executive file, right? So there are two ways of learning something. One is just you are learning, you are watching tutorials, something like that. So when you are watching a tutorials, you are listening while you are watching tutorial, you will be able to get something out of it for sure. But the time you close that window of YouTube or whatever platform you are using, the thing vanishes from your mind. But when you are facing the trainer in physical mode in your classroom while attending your daily classroom degree classes, you will be trained by the professional, trained by the working professional that is being coming from the industry itself, having experience more than 10 years 5 years, which have worked in those technology for past couple of 7 years 10 years 5 years. So those person knows the nerves of those technology, those persons knows that why you have to learn this and how you have to learn it, right? So that's why this particular program has been designed for you. So why this particular program is needs to be selected by you, because this will be coming a combination of your BTech program, that is normal subject that is being covered, that is very necessary for your overall growth as an engineer. But you will also getting the geeks for geeks perspective as a trainer's mindset from the trainers, one of the best trainers, to get your practical reporting, practical tech stack is also completed, right? So this program, now I'll just put the light of the features of the program, I believe. So you will be getting GFG premium. There is a kind of specific program that is called GFG premium. So if you get the GFG premium, you will be having access of more than, I believe, 80 plus program. So you're writing 50 plus, but now it is a more than 80 plus program, now including DSA, interview preparation, full stack, Java backend, testing, and DevOps, cloud, AWS, many more programs that has been accessible to you. So you can, while you are pursuing your normal courses, normal subject, you can additionally train in those particular program as well. And apart from those particular things, you will be getting a complete interview preparation, including product based, service based company mock tests, like mock interviews from the training professionals, and job opportunities from our GFG's hiring partner. Apart from your LPU's hiring partner, you know how LPU's placement is. The more than 1,500 companies, I believe, if I'm correct, visit every year for the placement. So you will be getting good opportunity. But apart from that, we are also offering through our HR partners, we will be getting exclusively for the GFG's student, which we've enrolled in LPU's program with the collaboration of Geeks for Geeks. You will be getting additionally job board. So you will be getting a job listing from our HR partners as well. And hackathons. Let me cover this point specifically, that you are learning something, or there's a one point, or you are getting the opportunity to showcase that skill by building something. So LPU is a platform, LPU is a university where, from my personal experience, I have been participating more than 50 hackathons, and I think I have won two or three. But because the kind of competition you face, the kind of mindset that you meet, the kind of perspective that you get from the hackathons will not be kind of matchable from any kind of tutorials or building it in the room. So when you are building a solution and alongside with your companion or partners in a hall where brightest of the mind, brightest of the student from the alongside of the university will be sitting competing with you, then the best comes out of you. And the second part, apart from the degree, apart from the hackathons, you will be getting industry grade perspective that I talked about. Like this particular webinar, you will be getting a regular webinar from the professionals, which is working in prestigious organization like Feng. And because you require that mindset, because you cannot understand industry's perspective by sitting in the classroom, sitting in the phone, sitting on the room. You require one person that guides you what happening in the industry and what trend do you need to follow, what tech stack that you learn, what concept you require, what training you require in this particular platform. Okay, so I believe I have covered those topics. Now I believe Nahita ma'am will be taking over, and Nahita ma'am will be covering the rest of the points. Okay. So over to you, Nahita ma'am. And thank you so much, guys, for listening me out. And all the best to you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you,
you so
Vikas.
much. Yeah, Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Now I'll be explaining about what we are going to cover in this BTech. So basically, if I could talk about the features we are offering to the students, is the students are getting seed money for the projects, right? So we believe that every student must work for an startup or an entrepreneurship project. So we are offering the seed money also to the students so that they could work on some startup. The university is providing them the money regarding the same. The money that we people are offering ranges from 20,000 per student for designing any program or software. And if the project is good, or it means it is out of the box, it moves to up to 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs also. Plus the courses delivery that we are going to have will range around 40% of the courses will be taught by the company in, and rest of the courses will be taught by the university professors. Next, what is the advantage of this BTech that I would like to say is, like the name itself suggests, it is a full stack software development. So student will be able to learn about the software. Means if we talk about any company, the first round is a technical round, right, where the student has to cover about the data structures. And in Geeks for Geeks, we are covering from the basic to the advanced level of competitive programming plus data structures that will help the student to crack a package of at least, I would say, 48 50 lakhs also per annum, right? That ranges. Plus in this BTech we have the full stack also, so that is going to help the student if a student wants to be a entrepreneur or a freelancer. Nowadays we all are very clear with these things that the students are having students are working on projects, right? There are so many websites that are offering the projects to the students, and in full stack there is a lot of opportunity to grab the subject. So it is a combination of both software plus full stack, which I think is a ice on a cake for the students to grab an opportunity. Plus, in this, as the Vikas sir has already discussed, we are going to provide them the GFG premium courses. Now, in these, there are a lot of premium courses that are being provided by the GFG. One course that is the complete interview preparation, as Vikas Kumar has discussed. That course will help the students to grab from the beginning how to prepare for the placement. So these all are the perks the students are getting. Plus every month, like in a semester, in every month the students are involved in one of the activity that is being taken care by the company mentors. Like we have a webinar, we have a workshop for the students every month, hackathon, right? So these are the events that are being conducted by Geeks for Geeks itself for their students. Plus HR is going to list the companies also. Apart from LPU, they are going to have the listings from the company listings from the Geeks for Geeks as well. This is the support they are providing to their students. So I think that is a great opportunity that student is having, both from LPU plus Geeks for Geeks, plus they are going to have the best mentors that are going to teach them. So I think now we can hand over to the Khushi Gupta so that she could share further things regarding that.
Hi, thank you, Vikas and Aida, for this wonderful session. And I hope all of you have aware how MERN Stack is important in today's industry. So anyone is having any query, any FAQ, then you can ask me in the chat box.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Kumar, Ms. Nahita Patania, and Ms. Khushi Gupta. Can we take the queries? Can we take the
Yeah, sure.
questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Gurpreet is with us. Gurpreet is asking, what makes the MERN stack the go-to choice for aspiring full stack developers in today's tech industry? Mr. Vikas. Yes,
Can
Mr.
you repeat the
Vikas.
question, Mr. Dalvinder? I'm not able to hear.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Can I
Could
repeat
you
the
repeat the
question?
question? Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
please. Yeah. What makes the MERN stack the go-to choice for aspiring full stack developers in today's tech industry?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. So, for answering that question, the only two terms that define MERN Stack, that is agility and flexibility. So nowadays, what companies and developers require is flexibility. So if I am the developer for a startup or a company, what they require from me, that I will be able to build their product, build their platform from the scratch by spending minimum amount of money, minimum amount of resources of the company. So what makes Munstack unique from other tech stack? That its agility and flexibility. So as I already covered in this session, that JavaScript all the parent of all the tech stack. So by covering one language, one programming language, I'm able to build whole MVP or a product from the scratch itself. What that makes Munstack a go-to language or go-to tech stack for a particular aspiring software engineer or companies nowadays. I hope I covered the question.
Thank you so much. I hope Gurpreet, you got your answer from our today's expert, Mr. Vikas Kumar. Radhika is with us. Radhika is asking, what are some real world applications or startups that have successfully scaled using the MERN stack?
Okay, so as I told that some of the biggest startup or some of the biggest company has implemented their functionality in Munstack or React.js. So for that particular program, particular question, I have taken the example of Meta. So if Facebook, that is currently known as Meta, has taken a problem, was facing a problem of reconciliation, or if I go into deep, it's called ghost messaging problem, where they were not able to render the current notification on the screen of the user, where I'm in the previous year of Facebook. If you have used the Facebook of the previous version, for example, I have read the message till the time I am refreshing the UI, it was not able to reflect that message has been read. It is still shows the notification. So that was the problem that was faced by the Facebook, currently Meta. So that company is a billion-dollar company, and that company's chosen React as a functionality, as a library to solve this particular problem. So if Facebook and Meta uses this kind of technology to solve problem, because that particular technology or problem was not a whole problem, it was a functionality problem, and what React just provide is this kind of libraries or functionality which solves or optimize the current version of your website. That's why this particular React.js or Munstack combination of technology is very flexible and very agile to solve complex problems. So company like Meta using those kind of technology, currently they are shifting for the next trend that is also being built on JavaScript. So it's not about React, it's not about Next, it's not about Vue.js, it's all about JavaScript. So all the problem that is being faced by the startup or the big companies is being solved by JavaScript. That means if you are using JavaScript, that means you can use React, Next.js, Node.js, MongoDB, or Express.js or Vue.js. They are just extension of the JavaScript. So these are the, so Facebook is doesn't require an introduction, or some of the biggest startups like SkillSeva or those kind of startup have been using the Munstack technology to build their platform to engage to the big crowd or big audience.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas. I hope Gurpreet, I hope Radhika, you got your answer from our today's expert. Miss Khushi Gupta, you, if you want to add something in this, you can.
As of now, Vikas had said, most startups has using MERN Stack and instead of Mean Stack. So I think startups like Paytm, who are in mid of their startup age, like Paytm, Google Pay, sorry, Phone Pay, are using these kind of technologies. So the students who are just finished their 12th exam, and this is the great opportunity to learn the future technologies.
Thank you so much, Ms. Khushi Gupta. I hope all the participants got the answer from our today's experts. If anyone have any questions regarding the admissions, then they just write on us at admissions@lpu.co.in. You can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 98525 69000. I'm repeating the number. It's 98525 69000. And once again, thanks to all our experts, Ms. Nahita Patania, Mr. Vikas Kumar, and Ms. Khushi Gupta. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.